In a vast chamber of the Galactic Council, many alien species gathered for an important meeting. The room buzzed with chatter, and colorful lights blinked everywhere. On one side sat the towering Zarnoks, with their shiny scales and intimidating presence. On the other side were the small but clever Vexans, known for their quick minds and swift ships. In the center of the room, a massive screen displayed images of Earth and its people, drawing giggles and jeers from the crowd. "Look at them," a Zarnok said, his voice booming. "They are tiny. How can such small creatures be a threat to anyone?" The room erupted with laughter, and the aliens pointed at the images of humans who looked fragile and weak compared to their powerful forms. A Vexan leader with bright blue skin and sharp features stood up to speak. "Humans think they are clever, but they have no advanced technology. Their ships are slow, and their weapons are outdated. They are nothing compared to us!" More laughter filled the room, as many aliens nodded in agreement. Among the mockers, a wise old leader of the Thraxians, known for their deep understanding of many species, raised his hand for silence. "We should not laugh too much," he cautioned. "Humans have a way of surprising us. Remember the stories of their bravery? They fought their own battles against terrible foes." His voice was calm but firm, trying to bring the council back to reality. "Those are just stories," a young Zarnok shouted back. "What can they possibly do? Their world is small and unimportant." The laughter continued, and the council members returned to their chatter, dismissing the Thraxians' words. Meanwhile, on Earth, a secret meeting was happening among military leaders and scientists. They were concerned about the aliens who mocked them. In a small room filled with maps and holograms, General Martinez, a strong and determined leader, spoke passionately. "We need to show them that we are not weak. They may laugh now, but we have strength they cannot see." Dr. Alara, a brilliant scientist, stood beside him, her eyes shining with ideas. "We have been working on a project to teleport our fleet of ships. If we can show them our power, they will no longer laugh at us." The room grew quiet as everyone considered her words. "But can we really do it?" asked a nervous officer. "What if it fails? What if we embarrass ourselves?" The fear in the room was palpable, but General Martinez stood tall. "We cannot let fear stop us. The aliens think we are nothing, but we have hidden power. It's time to show them what humanity is capable of." His voice rang with determination, inspiring everyone present. The officers nodded, agreeing that it was time to act. Back at the council, the mockery continued. The Zarnoks and Vexans shared stories of their victories, boasting about their advanced technology and strong warriors. They imagined a future where humans would remain a joke, easily brushed aside by more powerful races. Suddenly, a council member from the distant planet of Kraylor stood up. "We should not dismiss humans so easily. They have a unique spirit and creativity that we may not understand." But the laughter drowned out his words, and he sat back down feeling frustrated. As the meeting continued, a sense of urgency grew among Earth's leaders. They began preparations for the teleportation of their fleet. They worked tirelessly, driven by the thought of proving their worth to the galaxy. Each day brought new challenges, but their determination never wavered. Back in the Galactic Council, the aliens remained oblivious to the storm brewing on Earth. They continued to mock the humans, believing their size and strength would keep them safe. But little did they know the tide was about to change. The humans were ready to rise, and their hidden fleet would soon make its grand entrance, shattering the laughter echoing in the council chamber. In that moment, the seeds of change were planted, and the once mocked humans were preparing to show the galaxy their true strength. The laughter of the aliens would soon turn into gasps of shock as they learned the hard way that underestimating humanity was a grave mistake. Back on Earth, the mood was tense but filled with determination. In a top-secret military base, General Martinez gathered his team of leaders, scientists, and engineers around a large table covered with blueprints and holographic displays. The air buzzed with excitement and anxiety. They all knew that they had to prepare for the unexpected challenge ahead. "Today we show the galaxy who we are," General Martinez declared, his voice steady and strong. The room fell silent as everyone focused on him. "The aliens think we are weak. They laugh at us, but we will not let that stand. We have a plan." Dr. Alara stepped forward, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. "We have been working hard on the teleportation technology. It's not perfect, but it's our best chance to move our fleet quickly and catch the aliens by surprise." She activated a hologram showing a map of their hidden fleet, an impressive collection of ships ranging from old battleships to modern war vessels. One of the younger officers, Lieutenant Chen, raised a hand. But what if the teleportation fails? We could lose everything! His voice trembled with concern, and many in the room shared his worry. General Martinez nodded, acknowledging the fear. I understand the risks, but if we don't act, we will always be seen as weak. We must take this chance for our future. He glanced around the room, looking into the eyes of his team. Are you with me? The officers exchanged determined looks and slowly nodded. We're with you, sir, they said in unison. With that, the team got to work, fueled by a renewed sense of purpose. As they prepared, the scientists ran simulations, testing the teleportation system. Lights flickered and screens filled with data as they worked tirelessly, tweaking calculations and adjusting settings. Each successful test sparked hope in their hearts. They were on the brink of something big. In another part of the base, the engineers worked on the ships. They repaired and upgraded every vessel, ensuring they were battle-ready. The sound of tools clanging and machines humming filled the air. Each engineer felt a sense of pride as they thought about their mission. They were not just fixing ships. They were building a future for humanity. Outside the base, soldiers trained in the fields. They practiced combat maneuvers, worked on their skills, and prepared for whatever awaited them in the galaxy. As they ran drills, they shared stories of bravery, reminding each other that they were part of something greater. They were not just defending Earth, they were standing up for humanity. As the days passed, the countdown to the mission grew closer. General Martinez held briefings to keep the team informed and focused. We will teleport our fleet into the heart of the Galactic Council, he explained. When we arrive, we will show them the power of humanity. They will see that we are not to be laughed at anymore. In the control room, Dr. Alara and her team continued to refine the teleportation technology. They knew it was their best chance to turn the tide. We have one shot at this, she reminded everyone. Let's make it count. The final preparations began. The soldiers packed their gear, engineers finished their last-minute repairs, and the scientists completed the final tests. The tension in the base grew, but so did the excitement. They were ready to take a stand and prove themselves to the galaxy. As the day of the mission arrived, General Martinez stood before his team, filled with pride. Today we show them that we are strong. We will no longer be mocked. Let's make history! His words ignited a fire in everyone's hearts. They felt ready to face the unknown. With a mix of nerves and excitement, the team moved into position. The countdown began, and they all took deep breaths, knowing that this was their moment. They would teleport their enormous fleet and reveal the true power of humanity to the alien council. Little did the council know, the laughter that once filled their chamber was about to turn into shock and fear. The humans were no longer the underdogs. They were ready to fight back. The stage was set for an incredible showdown, and humanity was determined to take its place among the stars. The day of the mission arrived, and the atmosphere in the military base was electric. General Martinez stood before his team, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nerves. Today is the day we show the galaxy who we really are, he said, his voice firm. Let's make it count! In the control room, Dr. Alara and her team were ready at their stations. The countdown timer ticked down, each second feeling like an eternity. Holographic screens lit up with data, displaying the positions of the ships and the calculations for the teleportation. Everyone was tense, knowing this was their one shot. 5, 4, 3. The room held its breath as the countdown continued. General Martinez exchanged glances with his team, each of them sharing a silent promise of bravery and resolve. 2, 1, now. With a flash of light and a hum of energy, the entire fleet began to teleport. One moment, they were in the military base. The next, they appeared in the heart of the Galactic Council chamber. The sight was breathtaking. An enormous fleet of ships, ancient and modern, now hovering in the sky above the startled aliens. Look! A Vexen shouted, pointing at the enormous fleet. What is happening? How did they do this? Confusion filled the room as the aliens struggled to comprehend the sudden appearance of the human ships. On one of the lead ships, General Martinez took a deep breath and stepped forward. This is humanity, he announced, his voice booming across the council chamber. We are here to show you that we are not to be mocked. We have strength, and we will not back down. The aliens looked up in disbelief. Many had thought humans were weak, but this display of power shattered their assumptions. The enormous fleet was a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The ships ranged from towering battleships with heavy cannons to sleek, agile crafts designed for speed. Each ship carried a crew ready to defend their home and fight for their place in the galaxy. "Who do you think you are?" a Zarnok leader shouted, trying to regain control of the situation. "You dare to enter our council without permission." His voice trembled, not just with anger, but with fear. General Martinez smiled, a sense of pride swelling in his chest. "We are humanity, and we are here to demand respect. No longer will we be seen as weak. We have come to stand against any who would threaten us." As the aliens whispered among themselves, uncertainty rippled through the council. Some leaders began to question their previous judgments. The brave face of humanity was standing before them, and it was clear they were ready to fight. Dr. Ilara monitored the reactions of the council on her screens. "They're afraid," she said quietly, excitement bubbling in her voice. "We've turned the tide." The Zarnoks huddled together, whispering frantically. They had underestimated humans and now faced a reality they had not anticipated. Many council members exchanged nervous glances, realizing that they had pushed too far. "We have to act fast," one of the Vexans urged. "If we don't show strength, they will think they can take over." The fear of the unexpected human fleet ignited a fierce urgency among the aliens. But General Martinez remained calm. "We are not here to start a war," he called out to the council. "We are here to negotiate. If you want peace, we can work together. But if you wish to fight, we will not back down." His voice carried a weight that silenced the chamber, making every alien consider their next move carefully. The tension in the room was thick as the council members processed the human's bold declaration. No one had expected this. No one had prepared for such a display of power from a race they had dismissed as insignificant. As the aliens weighed their options, it became clear that the tables had turned. The mockery that once filled the air had been replaced with respect and fear. The humans had arrived, and they were here to stay. The stage was set for a new chapter in the galaxy, where humanity would no longer be the underdogs. With their fleet now in full view, they were ready to claim their place among the stars. The Galactic Council chamber was tense. General Martinez stood on the bridge of his flagship, staring at the swirling colors of alien ships surrounding them. The council members were no longer laughing. Instead, their eyes showed fear and curiosity. This was a turning point for humanity, and they were determined to make the most of it. "Listen up, everyone," General Martinez said to his crew. "Our goal is not just to show our strength, but to find allies. We need to prove that we can work together for a better future." His words echoed with conviction, inspiring the crew as they prepared for the next phase of their mission. The aliens in the council chamber were murmuring among themselves. Many felt uncertain about what to do next. They had never faced such a bold display of power from humans. Zarnoks and Vexans exchanged worried glances, unsure how to respond to the sudden appearance of the human fleet. As the council leader, a wise Thraxian named Sorath stepped forward. The room grew quiet. His voice was steady, and he carried an air of authority. "General Martinez," he began, "we acknowledge your strength, but you must understand that power alone does not guarantee peace. If you wish to speak, we will listen." General Martinez seized the moment. "Thank you, Sorath. We come in peace and wish to build new relationships. The galaxy is full of potential allies, and we can face challenges together." He gestured to the fleet behind him, its ships gleaming under the light of distant stars. "We want to collaborate, not dominate. Together, we can create a stronger alliance for all species." The Zarnok leader, still shaken but determined, stepped forward. "You humans claim to seek peace, yet you arrive with a fleet. Why should we trust you?" His skepticism was clear, but there was a flicker of interest in his eyes. "Because we believe in unity," Dr. Ilara interjected from the control panel. "We have no desire to conquer. Our goal is to share knowledge and technology, to learn from each other. We can help you defend against common threats." She spoke with passion, wanting to bridge the gap between the two worlds. The aliens listened intently. A few began to nod while others whispered among themselves. The fear that had gripped the council started to shift towards curiosity. Maybe humans were more than just small creatures. Perhaps they were allies in the making. Sorath raised his hand for silence once again. "If what you say is true, we must see proof. Show us how your technology can benefit us." His tone was still cautious, but a hint of hope was present. General Martinez exchanged glances with Dr. Ilara. This was the chance they had been waiting for. We can demonstrate our capabilities. Let's organize a joint training exercise. We can show you our ships and how we fight, the council murmured with interest. The idea of a joint exercise was new and exciting. It could open doors to cooperation. Very well, Sorath said, a hint of a smile breaking his serious demeanor. Let us see what humanity can do. As the plans were set in motion, the atmosphere in the chamber shifted. The fear began to melt away, replaced by excitement and hope. Humans and aliens started to talk, sharing ideas and visions for a collaborative future. The Zarnoks, once the loudest in their mockery, began to see the potential in an alliance. They discussed strategies for defense and shared stories of their victories, finding common ground with the humans. The Vexans, known for their cleverness, expressed interest in human technology. They wanted to learn how to improve their ships and weaponry. Perhaps we can work together on upgrades, one of them suggested. Slowly, a sense of camaraderie grew among the different species. The council chamber buzzed with energy as ideas flowed freely. The initial shock of the human fleet had transformed into collaboration and cooperation. General Martinez watched with satisfaction. This was not just about winning a battle, it was about building relationships and forging alliances. Humanity was no longer the laughingstock of the galaxy. They were becoming a respected player. As the council members signed agreements for future cooperation, the humans knew that they had turned the tide. They had taken the first steps toward a new era. Together, they would face the unknown, united against any threats that dared to challenge their newfound alliance. In that moment, humanity stood proud, not just as a small planet among the stars, but as a vital part of a greater community. The future was bright, filled with promise and possibilities. They had transformed mockery into respect and fear into friendship. The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with excitement and hope. Humans and aliens stood side by side, discussing plans for collaboration and cooperation. General Martinez felt a sense of pride swell in his chest as he watched the alliances form around him. They had come a long way from being mocked to becoming respected allies. As the meetings continued, Dr. Ilara led a group of scientists and engineers from various species. Together, they shared knowledge about their technologies, eager to learn from one another. Humans demonstrated their teleportation technology, while the Zarnoks showcased their advanced energy shields. The exchange of ideas sparked creativity, and the possibilities seemed endless. Imagine what we can accomplish together, Dr. Ilara said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. By combining our strengths, we can build ships that are faster and more powerful than ever before. A young Zarnok engineer named Kalik nodded eagerly. And we can develop new energy sources using our advanced materials. This will help all our fleets. In another part of the chamber, General Martinez met with Sorath and the other council leaders. We need to establish a defense network, Sorath proposed. If we face a common enemy, we must be ready to protect our worlds. General Martinez agreed, knowing that unity was their best chance for survival. Let's create a joint task force, combining our ships and technology. Together, we can defend against any threats that may come our way. The council members exchanged determined glances. The idea of working together to form a united front was exciting and necessary. They discussed strategies, setting up communication channels and training exercises to enhance their skills. Days turned into weeks as the humans and aliens worked closely together. They organized joint training exercises where soldiers from different species practiced combat maneuvers side by side. Laughter and camaraderie filled the training grounds as they learned to trust and rely on each other. General Martinez watched proudly as humans and aliens trained together. The sight of soldiers laughing and sharing stories over campfires at night showed him that their alliance was strong. We are building friendships that will last, he thought. Meanwhile, scientists worked tirelessly in laboratories, developing new technologies. They created hybrid systems that combined human and alien tech, resulting in ships that were faster, more agile, and better equipped. The collaboration was fruitful, and soon the fleet began to transform. One evening, as the sun set over the alien planet, a celebration was held to mark the progress they had made. Humans and aliens gathered in the council chamber, sharing food and stories from their worlds. The atmosphere was filled with laughter, music, and a sense of belonging. Sorath raised his glass to propose a toast. To new friendships and a brighter future, May our alliance bring peace and prosperity to all our species. Everyone cheered, feeling a sense of unity that they had never experienced before. As the festivities continued, General Martinez took a moment to reflect on how far they had come. They had entered the council as a mocked species, but now they stood together as equals. The respect they earned had changed the perception of humanity throughout the galaxy. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the chamber, breaking the joyous atmosphere. An urgent voice echoed over the intercom. "Attention! We have detected a massive fleet approaching our systems. It appears to be hostile." The mood shifted instantly. The celebration turned into action as everyone scrambled to their stations. General Martinez felt a surge of adrenaline. "This is what we trained for," he shouted, rallying his team. "We stand together!" Aliens and humans moved in unison, taking their positions. The joint task force was ready to defend their newfound alliance. Dr. Ilara and Kalek hurried to the control room, analyzing the incoming threat. "This is it," Kalek said, determination etched on his face. "We must show them what we've built together." General Martinez nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "For our homes, for our families, and for each other. We will not back down." As the hostile fleet drew closer, the humans and their new allies prepared for battle. They had come together as friends, and now they would fight together as one united force. With the strength of their alliance behind them, they faced the unknown with courage and hope. The future was bright, and they were ready to protect it.